Hey guys, it's Dave with Big Rock Bend Reviews here. I've got the CJRB Maximal. This is a really cool little knife. I am kind of in the middle of my carry trial with this one. Let you see the logo here. You can see the CJRB. This is a David C. Anderson design. You can see the logo from him on the back here, DCA. The steel on this is AR RPM 9 steel. That is a spray form steel, and really you can see the grain pattern a little bit. Let me see if I can focus a little bit better. You can see a little bit of that grain pattern in the steel if I zoom in real close. This is one of the coolest knife steels I've seen yet. Really love the pattern on it. Not sure if it's a result of the finish or just the steel itself, but very, very cool. Um, Here you can see I kind of messed up. I did some cutting with the knife. I was going to show you how it's been slicing for me, but I forgot to hit the play button. So I'm going to do a retake on that. And incidentally, in the initial cutting footage, I accidentally slipped a little bit and hit the hard plastic on the edge of my mat here, and it rolled the edge ever so slightly. Um, Not a lot, but just enough I could barely see it if I looked at it in the light just right. So I wanted to kind of touch that up a little bit. Got a leather belt here that I'm using as an impromptu strop. Um, and then I make a couple of passes on the sharpener here, just to kind of smooth that edge back out because I want to make sure I give a good representation of just how good this thing does cut. And that's one of the things. I've only been carrying this about a week, and I can tell you this knife is going to make it into my permanent rotation just because of how well it slices and how easy it is to maintain. It's super light, super comfortable. I've been very impressed with this knife so far. And you'll see here in a second, after I clean up the edge a little bit, I'm going to strop it again just to make sure the burr's off of there. And then we'll get right back to cutting. But yeah, this is the first CJRB knife I've got, and it's the first David C. Anderson knife design that I've had. Very impressed with both. The blade shape, the handle, the feel of it, all of it is just super top notch. And like I said, that AR RPM 9 steel is very cool. Um, I love the pattern of the grain, the look of it. It's just a really cool knife. So cleaning up the edge here a little bit with the leather belt again, and then I'll get to some cutting footage so you can see how this knife performs. Um, Everything I've cut with it so far, it has flown through it. This is probably the sharpest knife I've ever owned. Very cool as far as that goes. So there we go. Edge is cleaned up, and I'm going to get some paper and cardboard, and we'll get back to the cutting for take number 2. Here we go. Take 2 on the cutting footage. So I got a piece of regular printer paper here. I'll show you how it cuts through that. You can see the edge there, just regular 20-pound printer paper, and man, right through it. It is just super good cutting knife. Okay, I'm gonna make another cut here, and you see it caught a little bit on the sharpening choil there, and the paper tore. That was more my fault than the blade. Um, I wasn't really paying as much attention as I should have as to where I set the blade. I was trying to make sure I didn't cut a slice off the top of my knuckle and miss the cutting edge. So just be aware that was my mistake and not the knife blade. But as you can see, this knife just razor sharp. That blade geometry, you can get those thin little curly Q cuts off the paper. Um, Really great cutting knife. Show you on some of the harder cardboard here, a little stiffer target. It's a little bit tougher than the printer paper. Get a good focus on there. And yeah, again, just very slicey knife. Love the blade geometry. Um, the handle feels good when you're using it. It's a small handle, but really fills up your hand really well. I like the geometry on it, the way it kind of locks into your fingers and fills up that palm swell. Handle shape is very well thought out, very well designed. Love the micarta, the green micarta. Looks really nice and just feels good. You get a good grip on it. Um, I like the fact that it's pretty lightweight. You don't really even feel it in your pocket. So yeah, just all around great combination of fit, finish, performance, everything. Let's see the edge, super sharp there. So you can see the carnage from my multiple slicing runs. So yeah, there's my thoughts after a week. And thanks for stopping by, guys, and we'll see you on the next one.